There is a power in you that most men never discover. Thought force so close, so constant, so dangerous, or so life-giving that it shapes your destiny every single day. It is not in your hands. It is not in your circumstances. It is not even in the strength of your body. It is in your mouth. Your words are not empty sounds. They are spirit. They are life. They are seeds. And every time you speak, you are planting something, either healing or destruction, faith or fear, life or death. I have seen men pray for healing while speaking sickness. I have seen believers cry out for victory while confessing defeat, and they wonder why heaven seems silent. But I tell you the truth, God cannot bless what you curse with your own lips. You say, I am weak, and weakness grips your bones. You say, I am sick, and sickness tightens its hold. You say, I can't, and every door closes before you even reach it. Why? Because your words have authority. Your confession becomes your condition. Oh, but when a man rises in faith, when he dares to speak what God has spoken, everything begins to shift. When you declare life, life answers. When you speak healing, your body aligns. When you proclaim truth, darkness trembles. This is not poetry. This is power. Today you must choose. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel stronger. Now, will your words be your medicine or your poison? Will they lift you into the promises of God or bury you in the grave of doubt? There is a power moving through you every moment you open your mouth, a power that many take lightly, yet it carries the weight of eternity. Your words are not mere sounds that fade into the air. They are charged with spiritual authority. They move things, they shape things, they establish things in the unseen before they ever appear in the natural. I tell you, men do not fail because God has failed them. They fail because they have not understood the authority resting upon their own lips. You speak carelessly, you speak doubt, you speak fear, and then you wonder why your life follows the same path. It is because your words are not idle, they are alive. When you speak, something is released. Either faith is released or fear is released. Either life is released or destruction is released. There is no middle ground. Every word carries a direction. Every sentence carries a force. You are either building or you are tearing down with what comes out of your mouth. Oh, if you could only see into the Spirit for one moment. If your eyes were opened, you would tremble at the realization that your words are setting things into motion. Angels respond to faith-filled words, but darkness clings to words of doubt and unbelief. You cannot speak negativity and expect a positive life. It is impossible. You say, but they are just words. No, they are not just words. They are containers of power. When you declare something long enough, boldly enough, and with conviction, it begins to take root. First in your heart, then in your mind, then in your body, and finally in your reality. That is why a man who continually says, I am defeated, will live defeated, even if victory stands right in front of him. And a man who declares, I am strong, I am healed, I am victorious, even when everything looks contrary, begins to rise into the very thing he speaks. Because your words carry authority, not human authority, but spiritual authority. You were not created to speak emptiness. You were created to speak with power, with purpose, with divine alignment. Your voice was designed to echo truth, to release faith, to command life into dead places. But instead, many use this gift to curse their own future, to weaken their own spirit, to destroy their own hope. This must stop. You cannot afford careless speech. You cannot afford loose words. Every time you speak against yourself, you are agreeing with defeat. Every time you speak fear, you are opening the door to it. Every time you speak doubt, you are feeding it strength. Rise up and take authority over your tongue. Let your words become deliberate. Let them become filled with faith. Let them become aligned with life. Speak as one who understands that heaven listens, that the spirit realm responds, that your voice matters. Do not wait until you feel strong to speak strength. Speak strength, and strength will come. Do not wait until you see healing to speak healing. Speak it, and your body will begin to follow. Do not wait for victory to appear. Declare it, and watch how everything begins to shift. Because the moment you understand this truth that your words carry power, you will never speak the same way again. You will guard your mouth like a treasure. You will choose your words like a weapon. You will release life where there was death, faith where there was fear, and power where there was weakness. And suddenly what once controlled you will begin to bow to the authority of what you speak. What you confess with your mouth will shape what you live in your life. This is a law that cannot be broken. It is working for you, or it is working against you, even now as you speak. I have seen people cry out for change, yet their confession remains the same. They ask for healing, but they keep declaring sickness. They desire breakthrough, but they keep speaking limitation, and they wonder why nothing moves. But I tell you plainly, your confession is your agreement, and your agreement becomes your reality. You cannot rise above the level of your confession. If your mouth is filled with defeat, your life will follow that path. If your mouth is filled with fear, your steps will be guided by it. You may pray with passion, you may hope with intensity, but if your daily confession contradicts what you desire, you will remain bound to what you speak. This is where many miss it. They want God to override their words. They want heaven to ignore their confession. But God has given you authority, and He will not take back what He has placed within you. Your words matter too much. Every time you say, "I can't," you are closing doors that God has already opened. Every time you say, "This will never change," you are building walls around your own future. Every time you declare weakness, you are strengthening the very thing you are trying to escape. Oh, but when a man changes his confession, everything begins to turn. When you begin to speak life, even when death surrounds you, something shifts inside of you first. Faith begins to rise. Strength begins to awaken, hope begins to breathe again, and what starts within will not remain hidden, it will manifest without. You must understand this: your confession is not just describing your situation, it is directing it. Do not speak what you see, speak what you believe. Do not echo your circumstances, declare truth over them. If you only speak what is visible, you will remain trapped by it. But when you dare to speak beyond what you see, you step into the realm where change begins. A man who says, "I am always failing," will continue to fail because he has made failure his confession. But the one who declares, "I am rising, I am overcoming," even if he has fallen many times, will begin to walk in a new direction. Because confession sets the course of your life. You wake up in the morning, and before the day has even begun, your words are already shaping it. You either release victory into your day, or you release struggle. You either call forth strength, or you invite weakness. Why would you speak defeat over a day that has not yet unfolded? Take hold of your confession and make it serve you, not destroy you. Let your mouth align with what you desire to see. Speak healing until your body has no choice but to listen. Speak peace until your mind comes into order. Speak victory until every part of your life begins to reflect it. This is not pretending. This is not denying reality. This is choosing a higher reality, one that is not dictated by what is seen but by what is spoken in faith. You must become bold in your confession, not timid, not uncertain, bold. Speak with conviction, speak with authority, speak as one who knows that what comes out of your mouth carries creative power. And do not go back. Do not return to old patterns of speaking. Do not allow doubt to creep back into your confession. Stand firm. Continue. Press forward with your words until what you have been declaring becomes what you are living. Because in the end, your life will follow your confession, and your confession will reveal what you truly believe. There are only two voices that will come out of your mouth, faith or fear. There is no neutral ground. There is no middle place where words carry no weight. Every time you speak, you are choosing a side. You are either agreeing with faith or you are surrendering to fear. And many do not realize it, but they are feeding fear daily with their own words. They say, "What if this goes wrong?" They say, "I don't think I'll make it." They say, "This is too much for me." And with every sentence they are empowering the very thing they dread. Fear grows where it is spoken. Fear strengthens where it is repeated. Fear takes hold where it is confessed. But I tell you, fear has no authority unless you give it a voice. Faith, on the other hand, rises when it is declared. Faith is not silent. Faith does not whisper in the corner, hoping something might change. Faith speaks. Faith declares. Faith stands in the face of impossibility and says, "It shall be done." You cannot speak fear all day and expect faith to carry you. It will not happen. Your words must align with the victory you seek. If you want to walk in boldness, you must speak boldly. If you want to overcome, you must speak as an overcomer, even before you see the result. Oh, this is where the battle is fought. Not in your circumstances, not in your surroundings, but in your mouth. Because fear will always try to speak first. Fear will always present the evidence. It will show you the problem, magnify the difficulty, and whisper, "This is too great for you." And if you agree, if you repeat it, you have already surrendered ground. But faith rises and speaks a different language. Faith says, "I am not moved by what I see." Faith says, "I will not bow to this situation." Faith says, "There is power greater than what stands before me." And when you begin to speak like that, something ignites within you. Strength begins to replace weakness. Courage begins to push out hesitation. The atmosphere around you begins to shift. Because faith-filled words carry a force that fear can never match. Do not wait until fear disappears to speak faith. Speak faith while fear is still present. Speak it while your voice trembles. Speak it when everything in you wants to say the opposite. Because the more you declare faith, the weaker fear becomes. You starve fear by refusing to speak it. Many are waiting to feel brave before they speak boldly. But that is not how it works. Boldness comes through speaking. Victory comes through declaring. The more you align your words with faith, the more your heart begins to believe what you are saying. And soon, what once intimidated you will no longer have power over you. You must become ruthless with fear-filled speech. Cut it off the moment it rises. Do not entertain it. Do not repeat it. Do not give it space to grow. Replace it immediately with words of faith, words of life, words of authority. Train your mouth to speak victory, even in the middle of battle. Because whatever voice you give strength to, faith or fear, will shape the direction of your life. And if you continue to speak fear, you will live within its limits. But if you rise and speak faith, you will break beyond every boundary that once held you back. There is a higher truth than what you feel. There is a greater reality than what you see. And if you do not align your words with that truth, you will remain bound to the lower level of your circumstances. Many speak according to what is happening around them. They let their situation dictate their language. When things go wrong, their words go wrong. When pressure rises, their confession collapses. But I tell you, if your words are only an echo of your surroundings, you will never rise above them. You must come into alignment with truth, divine truth, unshakable truth, eternal truth. It does not change when your situation changes. It does not weaken when you feel weak. It stands firm, whether you believe it or not. And the moment you begin to speak in agreement with that truth, your life begins to shift into alignment with it. Oh, this is where transformation begins. Not when circumstances change, but when your words change. You say, "But I don't feel strong." Truth says you are strengthened. You say, "I am overwhelmed." Truth says you are sustained. You say, "Nothing is working." Truth says there is a way being made. Which voice will you agree with? Because the one you agree with is the one you empower. You must stop giving your voice to temporary conditions and start giving your voice to eternal truth. Do not let what you see dictate what you say. Let what is true dictate what you declare. This is not denial. This is alignment. If a man stands in darkness and says, "It is dark," he remains in darkness. But if he begins to declare light, if he reaches for it, if he aligns himself with it, he moves toward a different reality. So many are trapped because they keep confirming their situation with their words. They rehearse their problems. They repeat their struggles. They declare their limitations again and again. And in doing so, they anchor themselves to the very thing they want to escape. Break that pattern. Your words must rise higher than your situation. They must come into agreement with what is unchanging, what is powerful, what is life-giving. Even when everything around you contradicts it, you must stand firm and speak truth anyway. This is where faith becomes active, not when everything looks good, but when everything looks impossible and you still declare what is right. When your body feels weak, but your mouth says strength. When your mind feels troubled, but your lips declare peace. When your path looks blocked, but your voice proclaims that a way is opening. That is alignment, and the more you do this, the more your inner world begins to change. Your thinking shifts, your expectation rises, your spirit becomes strong, and what begins within will not stay hidden. It will begin to shape what is around you. Because truth, when spoken, carries power. Do not be moved by delay. Do not be shaken when things do not change immediately. Alignment is not a moment, it is a lifestyle. You must continually bring your words back into agreement with truth, again and again, until it becomes your natural way of speaking. Let truth be louder than your doubts. Let truth be stronger than your fears. Let truth be the foundation of every word you release. And when your words come into perfect alignment with what is unshakable, you will find that the things that once held you down begin to lose their grip, and a new reality begins to form through the authority of what you boldly declare. There is a weapon you carry every day, yet many do not recognize it. It is not seen with the eyes, but it is felt in every area of life. It is your tongue, and it is not neutral. It is either releasing healing or releasing destruction with every word you speak. You cannot escape this truth. You cannot silence it by ignoring it. Your tongue is always at work. It is building or it is breaking. It is restoring or it is ruining. And what you speak consistently, you will eventually experience. I have seen lives lifted by words, and I have seen lives crushed by them. A man speaks hope long enough, and hope begins to rise within him. He speaks strength, and something begins to awaken in his body. He speaks life, and even in the midst of difficulty, there is a force that keeps him moving forward. Why? Because his tongue has become a tool of healing. But another speaks defeat, again and again. He speaks weakness over himself. He speaks failure into his future. And slowly, without even realizing it, he is tearing himself down. His strength fades, his vision shrinks, his spirit grows heavy. Why? Because his own tongue has become an instrument of destruction. Do you see it? The same mouth that can release life can also release death. This is why you must take this seriously. This is why you must become intentional. You cannot allow your tongue to run wild, speaking whatever it feels in the moment. Feelings change, circumstances shift, but the impact of your words remains. Every negative word you speak is like planting poison into your own life. It may not show immediately, but over time, it begins to take effect. It seeps into your thinking, it settles into your heart. It influences your actions, and before long you are living in the result of what you have been speaking. But when you begin to use your tongue as a tool for healing, everything changes. When you speak peace, your mind begins to calm. When you speak strength, your body begins to respond. When you speak life, your spirit begins to rise. There is a restoration that takes place, not by chance, but by the power carried in your words. Oh, this is not small. This is not insignificant. This is a force that shapes your entire being. You must begin to speak over yourself with purpose. Do not wait for someone else to encourage you. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Use your own voice to bring healing where it is needed. If there is weakness, speak strength into it. If there is fear, speak courage into it. If there is confusion, speak clarity into it. Let your tongue become a source of life. And be careful, very careful, what you allow to come out of your mouth in moments of pressure. Because it is in those moments that many release words they later wish they could take back. Words of anger, words of doubt, words of defeat. But once spoken, they carry weight. So discipline your tongue. Train it. Bring it under control. Do not let it be ruled by emotion. Let it be guided by intention, by truth, by life. Because you are shaping your future with every sentence. You are either creating an atmosphere of healing, or you are creating an atmosphere of destruction. And the difference is not in your circumstances, it is in your words. And if you will take hold of your tongue, if you will turn it into a tool of life, you will begin to see that what once worked against you will begin to work for you, simply because you chose to speak differently. Every single day, from the moment you open your eyes, you are faced with a choice, not a small choice, not an insignificant one. A powerful, life-shaping decision that will determine the direction of your mind, your body, and your future. The choice is this: will you speak life or will you speak death? This is not something you decide once and forget. This is a daily battle, a daily discipline, a daily surrender of your tongue to what is right, to what is true, to what is life-giving. Because the moment you step into a new day, circumstances will begin to speak. Situations will try to tell you how to feel, what to expect, what to say. Pressure will come, challenges will rise, and in those moments your natural instinct will be to speak what you see, to echo what you feel. But you must rise higher than that. You must become intentional with your words from the very beginning of your day. Before fear has a chance to speak, before doubt begins to whisper, you must open your mouth and declare life. Do not wait to see how the day unfolds. Decide it with your words. When you wake up, do not say, "Let's see what happens today." No, speak with authority. Say, "This day will be filled with strength. This day will be guided with purpose. This day will not defeat me. I will overcome it." And as you continue through the day, guard your mouth. Watch your words closely, because life is not only shaped in the quiet moments of prayer, it is shaped in the ordinary conversations, the casual statements, the reactions under pressure. It is easy to speak life when everything is going well, but what about when things go wrong? What about when frustration rises? What about when nothing seems to be working? That is where your choice becomes real. Will you complain, or will you declare? Will you speak defeat, or will you speak victory? Will you give in to negativity, or will you rise in faith? You must choose life, even when it is difficult, especially when it is difficult. Because the power of your words is not proven when things are easy. It is revealed when everything around you tries to pull you in the opposite direction, and you still stand firm and speak what is right. Do not allow one moment of weakness to turn into a day of negative confession. Catch it quickly, correct it immediately. If you speak something wrong, do not let it remain, replace it with life. This is how you build consistency. This is how you train your spirit. This is how you develop a life that is aligned with power. Choosing life is not a feeling, it is a decision. You may not feel positive, you may not feel strong, you may not feel full of faith, but you can still choose your words. And when you choose life with your words, something begins to shift inside of you. Your thoughts begin to follow. Your emotions begin to align. Your actions begin to reflect what you have been declaring. Day by day, word by word, you are building something. You are building strength or weakness. You are building hope or despair. You are building life or death. So be deliberate, be watchful, be unwavering in your decision. Let every day be marked by words that lift, words that strengthen, words that bring life into every area of your existence. Let your voice become a constant source of power, not just once, not just occasionally, but continually. And as you choose life daily, you will find that what you have been speaking is no longer just words, it becomes the very reality you walk in, because you refuse to speak anything less. Because every sentence you speak is writing your future,